Hi, my name is Nicole Piker. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Even though I have visited a few countries in Europe before, the NUin Ireland experience was one that I was extremely excited and nervous to take part in. When I was applying to go to Northeastern University, I knew that this was a school that I really wanted to attend. The fact that I had the opportunity to spend my first 4 months in a foreign country was exhilarating to say the least. Saying goodbye to all my friends and my family was really hard to do. But without that, I probably would not have had one of the most amazing experiences of my life. In this short period of time, I was able to grow as a person and take in a new culture I never expected to love so much. After visiting Causey Farms and Howth the first week in Ireland, I was amazed with the beautiful and diverse landscapes of Ireland. As the weeks went by, I grew attached to Dublin. Its modest but busy streets became familiar to me. I found my favorite places to eat and to go out at night with my friends. My worries of living in a new place with a limited amount of people were forgotten as the weeks turned into months. Living in Blackhall Place brought all of us together in a way because this was the first time most of us lived away from home for a long period of time. Even though every apartment looked the same, B14 became my home. One of my favorite parts about going to Ireland was when we visited Galway on the west coast of Ireland. We spent a weekend there exploring the city, the Aran Islands, and the Cliffs of Moher. During my weekend in Galway, I learned that wool from the Aran Islands is incredibly warm and soft. I am, in fact, kind of scared of heights, and Ireland is a country with landscapes so diverse and so beautiful. Even with all of this traveling, we went to school in the Dublin Business School, approximately a 35-minute walk from Blackhall Place. At school, I took many of my freshman core classes that I would have had to take in Northeastern University, as well as a class related to the history and culture of Ireland, which was easily my favorite class this semester. Another great trip I took was to Sligo. It was so great to get outside of the city. We stayed in an eco lodge, went on incredible hikes, watched the sunset, listened to stories told by a droid, went surfing, listened to great music, and went stargazing. I learned how important it was to be environmentally conscious and enjoy nature. For the first part of my semester, we were also assigned to volunteer every Wednesday in different organizations in Dublin as part of our service learning. My service learning was in the YMCA childcare, where I volunteered in the after-school program. After the 8 weeks were over, I felt attached to the organization. Before I knew it, I was flying to London to meet my parents and my big sister after not seeing them for months. We spent an incredible weekend catching up and exploring the city. Afterwards, I flew back to Dublin and got to show my family all my favorite parts of Dublin and introduce them to some of my friends. Even though I was sad for them to go, I knew that I would see them soon. That weekend was also Halloween. Everyone in Blackhall Place got dressed up for Halloween and had a great time seeing how Dublin celebrated Halloween, since Ireland technically invented Halloween. Soon after Halloween was over, it was reading week. My friends and I spent the week traveling to Venice, Florence, Geneva, and Paris. It was amazing to take advantage of my week off from school and travel around Europe with my friends. Even though we had a lot of fun in Venice, Florence, and Geneva, my trip to Paris was met with terrorist attacks. I was fortunate enough to not have been extremely close to where the attacks took place, but it was still one of the most terrifying experiences, realizing that something as terrible as this could really happen anywhere at any time. It was devastating to end a great week off from school like that. I received a lot of support from my friends and family when I was in Paris. After reading week, I was happy to return to Dublin, where I felt safe with all of my friends. That weekend, we took another trip to Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland was war-stricken for decades, but in more recent times, it has become a safer place to live. Visiting Belfast and Derry Londonderry after reading week felt almost fitting because I was really able to see that, unfortunately, the events that happened in Paris are something that happens all over the world every day. I really enjoyed seeing Stormont, the Rope Bridge, and Giant's Causeway as well. After coming back to Dublin, that following Thursday was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, so I was upset that I could not spend it with my family. Thankfully, our ISAs set up a fantastic Thanksgiving dinner for us with a surprise. All of our parents sent us pictures of us as children with letters attached to it. It was bittersweet receiving my letter, and it would be a lie to say that I didn't cry. Despite how upset I was, I did realize that being away for Thanksgiving does not mean that I am alone. I have friends here that have become my family, and I am so thankful for that. It's crazy to think that I came to Dublin with the idea that spending 3.5 months in a country is a very long time. Now I only have a few weeks left. As much as I'm going to love coming home soon, I can't describe how much I will miss Dublin. I made so many memories in such a short period of time. I learned to be a world traveler and gained independence. For the first time in my life, I don't just feel like a New Yorker. I also feel like a Dubliner. Hopefully, someday soon I can come back to Ireland.